Hello, welcome everybody, welcome to Chicago. I've been trying to get a live stream going here for the last 15 minutes. Hopefully this works out. Sorry it takes so long here to figure everything out, but here we're at the farm and the zoo, so maybe this will work out here, because right at the beginning here, we're here by Stockton. There, Key Clark Street's over there, and see in Lincoln Park here, just south of the Lincoln Park Zoo, we got the farm and the zoo. They got these, so you can take a picture there. They got, you can get in the shade here while you're waiting for the bus. You can catch the 151 or the 156 right here on Stockton, and let's head into the farm and the zoo. Hey, we got a stream going here. Thanks for tuning in here. Appreciate everybody. Thanks for being patient there. I was trying to get a live stream going for 20 minutes when I was walking over here. And yeah, we'll go in the big barn here, and there's cows and goats and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, welcome to Chicago. We got a beautiful July 2nd day here. What is it, Wednesday? We got mid-80s, and I'm just doing stuff that's easy and convenient around where I live here, because I'm working from home today here. Went to a meeting there and answered emails, marketing. We're doing marketing. Hey, there's the cows. The cows are saying hello. Yeah, let's look. They got, so you can see off in the distance there's the tip of the John Hancock. We are in the city of Chicago, about 2 miles north of it. There's it looks like we're in the rural area. You see the high-rise towers there. Thanks, Chatal there, and really Julie Reed. I'm glad you're tuning in. Hope you're feeling better there. D. Michael, how you doing there? Bit under the weather. Yeah, sorry to hear it. Anita, thanks for tuning in there. Thanks for being on there. Krista, D. Michael, Oza. Yeah. Chris, thanks for Chris Schultz has been trying to join in the live here. You know I've been trying. Appreciate it. D. Michael, Ryan. Thanks everybody here. So hey, let's check out the farm and the zoo if I missed David. Chris, thanks for tuning in there. Chris Gustafson there. Zoom Patrol. Pacific Northwest. Yeah, part of Lincoln Park here. Thanks for tuning in here. Ernie's tuning in there. That's good. So hey, better late than never. So, you know, I'm a farm boy that lives in the city here. I moved to Chicago in 1999. My father always rightly says, he says, you wouldn't like living in a city if I didn't live near the big lake and the park and the farm and the zoo here, because I miss the farm smells. You know, here we got cows. I wanted to stop by here on Monday. We walked through the park, but I had to get to work there, so let's film the cows here. There's the dairy barn. We'll see if they're in there milking the cows. They were mooing there, and we'll check this out. And then we'll head over to the beach. We'll go to the beach here, so we'll be walking for the next hour. Don't worry here. Here's the dairy barn here. I guess this is part of the Lincoln Park Zoo. I guess this is the farm and the zoo. They maintain it and stuff here. We've come here before. Hey, there's the cow. How you doing there, cow? You eating the straw? So here's the dairy barn. Lincoln Park Farm and the Zoo here. Got the nice farm smells there. How you doing there, cow? You're beautiful. You got the brown with the white spot there, eating the straw. So I guess they got the equipment to milk the cows. I don't know if they do milk the cows. What do they do with the milk if they got it? Maybe they could sell it in the farmer's market. But yeah, wagging a tail there, eating the straw there. How you doing there, Daisy? Yeah, look at the eyes there. Look, they got the big long tongues. Cow's got several stomachs. Look at this cow. This is a tiger cow. Hi, tiger. It's a tiger cow. Look at that. Hey, here's the goats. Hey, here's the goats at the farm and the zoo. How you doing there, goats? You staying cool? What do you say? Say hello to YouTube there. Yeah. He's looking at us. How you doing there, goats? Yeah, goats. Farm and the zoo here. Yeah, we're checking out the cows there. How you doing? Domestic cattle. And we got the goats here. Domestic goat. So here, let's check out the rest of the farm here, and then we'll head to the beach. We were at the beach last night. Where'd these other two cows go? They're over here. Yeah, we were just in the dairy barn here. There, let me check the comments here real quick here. Yeah, you need a cow in your garden there, Julie. Bob, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. You're from Michigan there? Thanks, to Michael there. So here's the main barn. They got a tractor in there. You see where we're at here. See, they got this steel head is from the Chicago Exchange Gate. Remember, we went down there. We were in Canaryville before the White Sox home opener, and we went to the Union Stockyard Gate there. And look, steer head from the Chicago Stock Exchange Gate, given by Frederica Meyer in memory of Walter S. Mander, 2001. Thanks, everybody. I heard a little chime there. But see, look off in the distance there. That's the Grant statue, and that's the South Pond. So we walk through here. We go by the zoo here all the time. Isn't it nice? This is a free part of the free Lincoln Park Zoo when it's open. And it's not that large. It's meant to complement the zoo, you know, that we went through yesterday. This is the farm and the zoo. It's just south of it. Hey, we got little ponies. The little ponies are out. The pigs, we'll see if we see the pigs. So they got chickens. And here's the livestock barn. They're hosing it down. They're cleaning the stall. See, if you run a farm with animals, there's always work every day. Imagine horses, you got to brush the horses. Horses are a lot of work. And you dairy cows, you got to milk the cows. Chickens, you got to get the eggs. You got to feed the animals. Hey, there's some chimes coming through there. Thanks for tuning in there. I wonder what that is. That someone's making a noise there. Here, look, there's the ponies. There's the ponies. My pretty pony there. They're all got the back to us. They got beautiful tails here. These little miniature ponies here. Hey, let's see if we can catch this pony eating the grass here. So hey, if you just joined, we're in Chicago. This is the farm and the zoo. We're by the South Pond. And yesterday we went to the larger Lincoln Park Zoo, which is also free. See, there's the Grant statue. That's the South Pond. Usually you walk by this. If you're new to my channel here, I walk around Chicago. And I'm working from home today because it's the holiday week, shortened week there. I went to some meetings there. We toured around. We went up to Lakeview this morning. I hopped on the Brown line. And yeah, let's see if the pigs are out here. I guess there's some pigs in there. It's hard to see. And they're cleaning out the pens here. So let's head over to the main barn here. I dig a pony, yeah. The Beatles song there. But hey, I think they do use some of the produce from this garden for the Green City Market there. And I don't know why that chime keeps going off there. Is it some alarm or something? Let me see if I can turn it off here. Let's see here. So hey, we're still going. So we'll just deal with that chime for now. I don't want to mess with the stream too much. Here's the main barn. The main barn here with the farm and the zoo. Yeah, Christopher's tuning in there. So hey, if you're just tuning in here, we're at the farm and the zoo. I gotta say it like all the time because every person that tunes in, they're like, where you at? So you'll figure it out here eventually. Here, see farm and the zoo, Lincoln Park, Chicago, Illinois. They got the John Deere tractor. Here you got the bees here. You can play on the big tires here. Let's just check out the bees over here. The big buzz about the bees. Hey, look, we're streaming okay. Sometimes I lose my connection in here. Hey, there's a beehive. Look at that. Let's see if we can find the queen bee here. These are real bees here. And they got the display here so you can see them with the honeycomb there making the honey. Bees are a very important part of any farm or ecology, pollination of flowers and corn and cross-pollination. Pollinators of plants there, bees. Hey, look at a little bite here. But see, they got a John Deere tractor. Look, they got the 78 mile per hour winds. You can feel what it's like to be in a tornado. And oops, I'm trying to. Let's see if they do the tornado there. Here, look at that. So they got eggs and they got chicken coop. You can check out the chicken coop. And here's the tractor. See, like you get in there and then the wind blows around. And so you get to feel 78 mile per hour winds just like a tornado. Look at it. That's great. That's awesome. See, the tornado winds there. Yeah, look at it. They're in the dryer there. They're you feeling the tornado winds? To be or not to be, that is the question. Yeah, to thine own self be true. So, hey, there's the cow. Let's go check out the cow. The cow is saying hello there. The cow wants to be on YouTube. So we checked out the ponies. We checked out the main barn here. Let's go back to the dairy barn. I always look for the pigs, but the pigs are having a bath, I guess. they're cleaning out the pen. Hey, there we go. There's that chime again. I think it has something to do with my, let me check my event list. 5 months ago, you went with your sister. That's good. Yeah, here's the cow. Look at this beautiful cow here. We saw one inside eating the straw. There's the cow here at the farm in the zoo, Lincoln Park, Chicago. This is just south of the main zoo. Hey, cow, how you doing there? You were mooing before. Give us a moo there. Yeah, right on cue. How you doing there, cow? Thank you. Yeah, isn't that nice? Yeah, making a big moo there. There's the cow. Kids like it. Dairy barn here. We'll give one more look at the dairy barn here, but then we'll head across that bridge with a nice view. We'll head over to North Avenue Beach there. See, they're checking out the cow here. There's goats in here. We were in here before. So that cow left. That might have been the same cow we saw before. And there's the goat. There's the two goats there laying around. How you doing there, goats? And they said we had enough of this. So here we'll head out and let's go across. Let's head to the beach. So thanks for checking out the farm and the zoo. I thought we started here. And yeah, they got a nice, well, I didn't show the chickens here. Let's show the chickens here. And this is supposedly represents the farmhouse, Lincoln Park Zoo, farm and the zoo. See the nice windmill there. You can see all the way to the John Hancock. Let's go on the porch here. I always want to bring a rocking chair and just sit on this porch and act like it's my farmhouse. See the farm and the zoo farmhouse. They got some tables on the side here. We'll go by the windmill. There's the main barn. We were just in there. That's where they were checking out the tornado force winds there. The bees are in there. Here's the domestic chicken. Wow, look at the size of that chicken. Is that a rooster? Look at that plumage. How you doing there, chicken? Look at those legs. There's the cow. There's the chickens here. Remember, we go up sometimes and we see the chickens at the Netter Horse School there in Lakeview. These are the chickens in the Lincoln Park. There have been times in years past when they would put an ice skating rink here, but they haven't been doing it because I don't know if there's funding for it, but sometimes in the wintertime they have in years past put a ice skating rink here. But hey, farm and the zoo, Lincoln Park, Chicago. We'll head right back out to Stockton here. See how you can catch the 151 bus. The 151 bus drop you off right here. You can take transit here. It's a free petting zoo. You can pet the goats. I think that's what that is. You can pet the goats sometimes. And we'll head around here. So hey, let's go to the beach here. Yeah, look familiar there. Naya, how you doing there? Julie's tuning in there. Dolores, Anita's back. Hopefully Anita had a nice vacation there. And yeah, I just got a message from my nephew there. He's going to be getting to my place late tomorrow night, Thursday, the 3rd. On the 4th, we're generally planning on there, you see, look how you can see the skyline. Look at that beautiful view there. You can see the skyline of Chicago through the farm there, the main barn, the windmill. Look at that juxtaposition. But yeah, generally the plan for the 4th is probably in the afternoon. We'll head up to Evanston, weather permitting. It looks like it's gonna be a nice hot sunny day there on the 4th, on Friday. We'll head up to Evanston. We'll go up to the Baha'i Temple. We'll go by that lighthouse in Northwestern University. I have never done any live streaming from Northwestern University in the past 2.5 years because it's not in the city of Chicago, it's in Evanston. But the reason I'm breaking my rule of not sticking in Chicago, Evanston's going to shoot some fireworks off on Friday night, remember 20 years ago I went up there with my parents, and it was a good time. They have a band, so they'll have like a John Philip Sousa band there by the park. Evanston has a nice lakefront park there by the downtown with beaches and stuff. And I think at 9:30 p.m. Chicago time, they're going to shoot fireworks at Evanston. We'll try to catch those with my nephew. We'll just take the red line up there, transfer to the purple, because it'll be on the holiday schedule. But hey, there's people here enjoying the nice view here. There's Cafe Brar, you know where we're at here. There's the nice skyline there over the South Pond. We'll head over to North Avenue Beach, and I'm going to stick my feet back in the water there. That's what I feel like doing here. Look at that view. There, see the Sears Tower will emerge there on the right there. And please disregard that chime. For some reason, when I got this live going, there's like a little, every 5 minutes, that little chime comes in there. And we'll just deal with it. It'll mark time here. See, yesterday we were inside there. We were checking out the alpaca. Hey, look at, there's a wedding. Wow, look at that beautiful dress. Look at that. See, people reserve that. That's the pavilion here, the Ginny Gang Pavilion in Lincoln Park here near the South Pond. And look, they're taking photos. It aligns with the skyline. Yeah, see, that's exactly, you take photos there, and it lines up with the skyline there. See how the John Hancocks, and when you're underneath it there, look at that beautiful bride there. Wow, look at that. Got the light set up there. See, scenes of daily life. There'll be weddings going on all summer long here in the park. Isn't that great? Yeah, let's, I don't want to disturb them. Okay, so we'll head around this way. We'll go through this tall grass naturalist prairie. Pete, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in from Hazlitt, Michigan. Booker, how you doing there? Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Dolores. Yeah, it's a notification sound. That's what it is. It's a notification sound. I don't know how to turn it off. Let's see if I can go to my notifications here. There, alerts. Show all alerts. Let's see. Let's see sounds, if I can do sounds, mode, themes, stream settings, audio settings, add internal audio. Yeah, I don't know how to do it on the fly here, so we're just gonna leave it for now. Thanks for tuning in here. I'm just happy I got a live stream going, because I had such a problem getting it going. And see, look how you can see the skyline through the trees there. Yeah, it sounds like money. I hope it is money. That's great, or whatever it is. You know, it's annoying, but I had the hardest time getting a live stream going, and I'm too scared to end it and start it again. So we'll just deal with that sound, and it'll be the cash register audio effects here on our live stream. We'll just make fun of it and make fun of me because I don't know how to turn it off. Please disregard. There it goes. See, it keeps going. It's increasing in frequency. Yeah, it's not a problem. Good. Yeah, it could be worse. I have the hardest time getting live streams going on Streamlab. Every day I have to try multiple times to get a live stream going, and I don't know why. And then eventually it'll start working, but it's getting worse. And maybe some hackers are messing with me or something. It's just probably operator error on my part. I'll take the responsibility here. Here's the Grant statue. We often see it when we walk by the South Pond there. Yeah, there's the chime. It might just have something to do with, like, that might be people liking the live. Let's give that a try. So thanks everybody for liking the live. McRae knows these social media apps better than I do. Supposedly, the more likes you get on a YouTube, it actually helps them push the live stream. So thanks everybody for liking the live and hitting that thumbs up there. It's free. You know, if you like this content there, just give me a thumbs up, and it just helps other people discover this content. There's the Ulysses S. Grant statue here in Lincoln Park, as we often say. There's Grant statue in Lincoln Park, but there's not a Grant statue in Grant Park. But there's Lincoln statues in both. Here's Lake Michigan. So we're going to head to Lake Michigan. We'll show you the South Pond here from the perspective of the Grant statue here. There it is. So we usually walk down in there both before and after I head home from work here. There's the Sears Tower. There's the top of the Sears Tower through the trees. We'll get a better view of it. This kind of lines up with the John Hancock. We're in Lincoln Park, and because I live here and I'm working here today. But we'll get up to Evanston on Friday, hopefully, to watch some fireworks, enjoy the 4th. We're doing NASCAR on the 5th and 6th. You know, I'll probably spend the majority of the time in NASCAR on TikTok. I will try to do some stream on YouTube because it's nice to get a full, like, hour-long stream so you could see the layout of the course, and it'll be continuous so you can watch that way. You know, with YouTube, I have to cut out the clips, so it's just little snippets. YouTube, like one time two times we did YouTube at Lollapalooza, and I did like a multi-hour stream, and you could really get a feel for how spread out everything was in the stages and how they related to each other. And I think people that were checking out the festival appreciate that. Hey, thanks for hitting the bell there. Thanks for liking the live. I think that's what that sound is. Yeah, I'm going to be at the NASCAR race. I feel like a broken record. Didn't I just say that? Yeah. July 5th and 6th, we'll be covering NASCAR. I got a standing room only ticket. I don't have a seat. You know me, I'll be walking around anyway. If I'm going to have a seat, I'd be walking around. I can't say I have a hard time staying in one place. I think they've opened up the viewing portions for the standing room only. Hopefully I'll be able to get over to Michigan Avenue. Some areas I wasn't able to get access to last year. We covered it last year. And here we'll head by the soccer field. We'll head right over to North Avenue Beach. This is where we were at last night. I tried to float up that inflatable. That was a disaster. But we'll use it again. We'll go out to Humboldt Park or something. I saw Steve Lyon was streaming at Humboldt Park last night. That's nice. Keys Impact was down at 71st Street by the Lakefront there. And we got some nice community of live streamers here. Here's the, including Ernesto, Chicago Nuggies. And I think Nick was streaming today. There's so many live streams. There's another guy riding his bike there by museum campus this morning I saw, and going by the NASCAR setup. Here's the skyline of Chicago. We'll walk by the soccer field here, and we'll head over to North Avenue Beach. It's clouding up a little bit, but that's okay. It's just helping out with the temperature here. We'll just keep a beat on the skyline as we head by this AstroTurf here. Yeah, good vibes. Streamwood, living in Florida. How you doing there? Yeah, from Streamwood. VIP, Pink Floyd. Oh, yeah, I wish you were here. I like that, D. Michael. Yeah. Thanks for subscribing there. We got a fish, dude. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be alive. Hey, thanks for hitting that button there. Yeah, thanks for hitting the like button. Thanks, everybody there. So the temperature is mid-80s, low 80s. Feels pretty good. It was mid-70s. We walked through Lakeview this morning. I took the Brown Line back. And, yeah, look at the skyline there. That's the Gold Coast skyline. Looking down towards the River North skyline. There's the Constellation. Over to Genie Terrace there. Well, it's behind there. It is. It's over there. This is an AstroTurf soccer field. They use it year-round. Hey, movies in the park. So, Chicago Park District, Chicago History Museum. Tuesday, July 15th, they're going to show Selena. Movies in the park here. They do them in Millennium Park. They do them at other parks throughout the city. And then on Tuesday, June 17th, Encanto. I don't know what time. All movies begin at dusk. All movies begin at dusk, so they wait till it gets dark. And the Chicago History Museum's over there. You go underneath that tunnel and go to the right. So you head towards the Sears Tower there. There's a tunnel that gets you under LaSalle. And they'll be showing movies in the park. later this July. But hey, we still got the 4th. Hey, thanks for tapping the screen there. Thanks for liking the live, everybody. Every time that ding happens, it reminds me to thank people for liking the live here. And we'll get more people tuning in here. We'll head across this bridge. We'll go over to, hey, they're playing badminton. Has everybody got big plans for the 4th? Anybody traveling? Anybody got some cookouts? I know Grim Evil said he was going to cook out. Chris said he was going to cook out. Grill some food. Hey, thanks, son. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I got a gimbal, which helps. So I too try to pay attention to what I'm filming there. That's why I miss a lot of comments, because a lot of times I'm looking at how things are framed and the skyline and buildings, architecture. Here's this pedestrian bridge to get you over Usaba Lakeshore Drive. And El Chuzo's not open. I can't believe, I guess they're resting up for the weekend. They'll be open this weekend, I'm sure. There'll probably be police checkpoints heading to the beach. We'll see. We'll see if they're checking for fireworks. Yeah, I was talking with Steve Lyon. He's like, you know, we know there's not an official Chicago fireworks display at Navy Pier on the 4th. They're going to do it on the 5th. And they're going to do it tonight, Wednesday. But there'll be a lot of people shooting their own fireworks off all throughout the city. And we were worried about the algorithm, if it would dock us for filming technically illegal fireworks. But I think it's fine. I streamed them last year from the harbor. We saw people shooting off fireworks from the top of the rooftop there. We saw fireworks all over the place. Hey, look at that skyline view. There's Usaba Lakeshore Drive. Yeah, look at that. Down to the John Hancock there. Traffic's moving fine. Just looking south from North Avenue Beach here. Hey, look at this. Calm waters of Lake Michigan. There's some jet skis out here. Thanks for tuning in to the beach here. We got 12:40 in the PM here. 85 degrees, a beautiful day to go to the beach. We have a nice stretch of weather here, mostly sunny through Saturday. We'll get that NASCAR race going. Of course, there's a chance of rain on Saturday and more of a chance of rain on Sunday. I'm sure there'll be thunderheads. It'll be roll the dice whether the rain hits downtown or some other portion of Chicagoland. Yeah. So if you just joined here, we're at North Avenue Beach. This is called North Avenue Beach in Chicago. This is Lake Michigan. We're about 2 miles north of the downtown of Chicago. And we got beaches all along the lakefront, south to the north. Keys Impact was down at 71st Street, Rainbow Beach down there. We're up here. This is near where I live, so it's convenient for me to just walk over here. Everybody wants me to go somewhere else. I'm like, I always want to go to the beach as closest to where I live. I mean, this is why I live here, you know. I don't want to waste gas and transit, and if I can just walk to a beach, come on. Beaches are beaches. Here's the Shore Club. Let's check out the Shore Club here. We'll walk along the path a little bit. We'll go to Castaways. We'll show you the nice skyline view. Hey, thanks for dinging the bell there. Thanks for liking the live there. Hey, thank you. Hey, that's great. Yeah, I'm on YouTube right now. That's great. Yeah, she follows me on TikTok there. Friends and neighbors. People saying hello. I do feel more connected to my community. All sides of the city, southwest and north here. And here's Sandbar. We got plenty of videos of the south and west sides. I just don't get there often in my normal course of travel. You know how it is. Here's Sandbar, Shore Club. Smoothies, shaken espresso, frozen drinks, coconut water. They got alcohol. There's a Sox fan. See, you could just hang out here at the Shore Club. Talk to the greeters here. They'll get you hooked up with the table. You could sit inside in the air conditioning, or you could sit outside here. Hey, thanks for liking the live there. I like that sound effect. That's the sound of people liking my live, I'm pretty sure. Here's the Shore Club. So you can sit inside here. Seasonal events here. They got all kinds of stuff. Scan the QR code. This is called the Oasis at the Shore Club, North Avenue Beach, Chicago, Illinois. Hope you're having a good Wednesday here. We got 12:42 in the PM. We got jet skis. We got people with umbrellas here. And they got this other area on this side. Look at these cabanas here. So you can rent a cabana here. You can get a drink here. Yeah. You got the music. Look at all these lounge chairs here. Shore Club here at the Aces. They got a full bar. Yeah, the droopy eyes. That's great. And kid, how you doing there, Chris? Yeah, Pete. Yeah, showing the beach on YouTube. Hey, we'll trust me. I'll walk down by Castaways. We'll check out the skyline, and then I'm gonna stick I got my walking sandals. It's better than the flip flops. You know, a little bit more support, and but I can stick my feet right in the water. So last night we were dipping my toes in the water. It feels good. It's cool water. It's probably 65 degrees or 85 degrees air temperature, but once your feet get adjusted to it, it feels great. Natural air conditioning. Stick your feet in the Lake Michigan here. But we'll head down. We'll show you the nice skyline of Chicago, and then we'll just walk back all along the beach. We'll go all the way back up to Fullerton. And you got as we advertise the sky, there's the police. Yeah, look at that skyline there. That's John Hancock. We got reruns there on TikTok at the top there. Yeah. No, I did not grow up in Chicago. I moved to Chicago in 1999, so I've lived here over half my life. And so, you know, that's why, you know, I film where I am here. I have a job in Chicago. I work for an architecture engineering firm. That's why I moved up here. I grew up in Indiana, only one state away. So I grew up close, you know, 5 hours from Chicago. I grew up in southern part of Indiana. It's like growing up in downstate Illinois, out in the cornfields, the soybeans, the farm fields. But, you know, I'm a city planner. I like cities. I like walking around. And that's what we do here. Here, look at all the kids here. We'll go up to the Castaways. They got a nice roof deck up there, and you get concessions and foods and drinks. Sometimes they have live music. In the 1800s, late 1800s, before the World's Columbian Exposition, he crashed his Laker. There was a sandbank that grew after the Great Chicago Fire. They built a big wall when they dredged the mouth to the Chicago River, and the big sandbank developed there when they pushed all the rubble from the Great Chicago Fire, and it was new land. And he ran his, either purposely or accidentally ran his steamed Laker ship. This is like in the 1880s. He ran it aground, and he told the city he couldn't dislodge it, so he just lived on it. And Shantytown grew up around him. Then the beach area there in Streeterville, south of here, they called it Streeterville. That's why to this day, that neighborhood, everything east of Michigan Avenue, between the lake, north of the river, and east of Michigan Avenue, is called Streeterville, because that was new land. And old Streeter, there's a statue to him there, but he eventually lost his land claim battles to richer, wealthier people like Fairbanks that sold off that land for a fortune, and it became some of the most expensive real estate in Chicago. There's all Streeterville, and that's why the North Avenue Beach, they did a kind of an homage to it. There was an earlier beach house, and then they added this one, and you go to the second story there, Castaways. But hey, we'll head over to Lake Michigan. We'll stick my feet in the water. I'm just using this path so we can get to the skyline view here. They got restrooms. There's not showers, but they got outdoor showers for your feet. And when you go up to Castaways, you get this amazing view of the Chicago skyline. We'll go right over towards this book, and then we'll head to the beach at the water there, and I'll just walk back up the beach. Nice easy walk here on a July 2nd summer day here. But hey, look at that skyline. Look at the across the beach there, North Avenue Beach, Chicago, Illinois. That's looking straight down Michigan Avenue. This is all the Gold Coast here, so we usually walk through there, all those mansions and condo high-rises there at the front. We'll get a glimpse of Ohio Street Beach. I'm not going all the way down there. We might go through Ohio Beach tomorrow. Oh, not Ohio, excuse me, I'm wrong. Oak Street Beach. That's Oak Street Beach down there. Ohio Street Beach is down by Navy Pier. We might walk through Oak Street Beach tomorrow, either in the morning or the evening. I want to head downtown tomorrow, work from the office tomorrow, because we'll see if NASCAR, if the haulers are there. Some of the haulers get there. Maybe they'll come in the middle of the night tonight, or maybe they might come in the middle of the night, 3rd to the 4th, probably more likely, because it'll be easier for them to pull in there without being noticed. And then they all line up around the NASCAR track. They're usually by Lakeshore Drive and Monroe, and they weigh in the cars. And so we'll check that out. But hey, Look at the skyline view. Yeah, there's your skyline of Chicago from North Avenue Beach. July the 2nd here, 12:48. So hey, let's head around here. Yeah, we'll head out to this hook. There's something blocking the comments here. Why is that blocking the comments there? Yeah, Chicago music's very good there. So there's something it says it's locked. 423 locked. I can't, but hey, we'll keep heading up this way. Yeah, good resolution. Yeah, I found a way to improve the resolution here. Yeah, there's a message that's blocking some of my, let's see if I can get this up. Set up tipping. Okay. There, we'll go back. But here, we'll just keep that going there. No, this is Chicago. This is Lake Michigan. This is not New Jersey. That's the skyline of Chicago. I mean, I know there's a beautiful skyline from Jersey looking towards New York City. And, yeah, I'll fall and get eaten by a shark. Yeah, you'd probably like to watch that. That'd be a fun live, wouldn't it? Fall in the water there, get eaten by a shark. Here's the you can rent jet skis. Here comes a speedboat heading around here. See, that's a water intake crib right there. So that's 2 miles out in the lake. Here, we'll keep a bead on this little speedboat heading through here. If I pan out here, see, there's Navy Pier, and you'll see the Ferris wheel. There it is. We all want to see the world, eat the world. But here's volleyball nets. So tonight there'll be a bunch of people playing volleyball here. See, there's Castaways. That's where we were at there. Land Shark. Yeah, Very Lucky Guy remix. 40. Tersian, how you doing there? So hey, we'll see if more people join in once I start walking on the water here. Yeah, so somebody's taking a jet ski out. You can rent jet skis right there. The hook of North Avenue Beach there, you go around there. I think they rent kayaks there too. Candygram. Yeah, I'm an old school YouTuber. Well, okay, I didn't use my account for 10 years. Like, I started it in like 2012. I posted like one video of the Christmas lights there, and I didn't use it or post it until after the pandemic, and then I started using it again mainly after I lost my original TikTok account, because you know, and then I realized I had to have a backup on a different platform. That's why consistently we try to stream on YouTube at lunch, and we're up to 5,000. Thanks everybody for subscribing. You can subscribe for free. This sand's pretty hot, and I'm looking forward to sticking my feet in the water here, and we'll walk all the way along this beach until it ends. And oh yeah, that feels good. Yeah, my name's Brian Really Chicago. What's your name there? Thanks for tuning in there. The old school Saturday Night Lives, yeah. Here comes the jet ski heading in here. Look at that, they're showing off. Hey, so we'll leave the skyline here and we'll just start walking up this way. Here, people just vegging by the beach here. This is great. See, they're taking out the paddle boards there. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my, let me walk just a little further so I'm not disturbing these people that I'm walking by here. I'm gonna take my sandals off and walk barefoot, and it'll be easier for me to walk this way. Ah, come on. I'm sinking in the sand here. There we go. Let me wash the sand out of my sandals here. Okay, good. So, hey, let's head along here. Let's walk along the beach here. Thanks for tuning in. North Avenue Beach. See, there's the skyline of Chicago. And we'll head past these paddle boaters there. I think he's teaching them how to do it there. You can feel it. You feel the water? Yeah, that's great. Let me scroll back and get the comments here. Yeah, Christopher, thank you for doing what you're doing. Christopher Dotson shows us New York City there, and he came to Chicago and showed us Chicago. Appreciate you streaming too. There he's on the paddleboard there. Look. We're taking out the paddle boards here at North Avenue Beach, Chicago, Illinois. 85 degrees. How you doing?
Because there's a metal wall under the water, so if you fall there, you fall in the water.
See, they got all these. You can rent these kayaks. You got the boards here. How you doing? So we'll head through here. Yeah, they're setting them up here. You got their life jackets on. They're doing it safe. There, look at that. You get the paddle board there. You can kneel on it. You can stand up. Yeah. Hey, people got their tents out. There's castaways. We'll head by the lifeguards here. They got the green light here, the green flag, which means it's safe to swim. Hey, playing football. How you doing? Ah, look at all these people out in the water here. Calm waters of Lake Michigan, North Avenue Beach. Here comes a bunch of jet skis. Water world. Hey, he's tossing the football around there. Yeah. There you go. Nice. How you doing? Yeah. There are people enjoying the water here. Hey, they're digging holes there, making castles, people swimming. The lifeguards are out there in the boats. How you doing? We'll head through here. Yeah, Castaways is up here. They got selling some ice cream. Hey, I like the sound of that ding there. Thanks for tuning in here. Welcome to North Avenue Beach. Thanks for liking the live. Oh, I'm a happy man here. Yeah, this is what we've been looking for all year. All year we've been walking in the cold and the wind and the rain, and we get to have some summer days here where we just go to the beach, play in the sand, put up the umbrella, and swim in Lake Michigan. Isn't this nice? There's a free open beach to the public here. Some of the beaches are closed. I know you have to check. This one's open. And I don't know which ones or why. People were mentioning that yesterday. There, we'll walk around the boats here. The lifeguards use these boats sometimes. Hey, they're playing badminton or pickleball or something in the water there. Tossing the football around. There's the lifeguard. North Avenue Beach. See how you can see the skyline behind Castaways. 85 degrees. Yeah, no sharks. People always bring that up, you know. Yeah, hopefully a hurricane won't come out of Lake Michigan. Maybe a seiche. Seiche is a little tidal wave or tsunami that comes out of the lake. It happens in certain atmospheric conditions, but that's very rare. Hey, people enjoying the water here. Hey, the sun's coming back out. Look how clear the water looks. This is fresh water, Lake Michigan, North Avenue Beach, Chicago, Illinois. How's everybody doing? So you can rent these lounge chairs. They got umbrellas. North Avenue Beach here. Hey, building the castle here. Yeah, castle's in the sand here. We'll head around here. Yeah, go to the beach and build a sand castle. Yeah, everybody's doing it here. Yeah, there's undertows, but see, there's lifeguards. You know, nothing without reward. Nothing rewarding comes without risk. There's risk to doing everything. Nothing's completely safe. You can drown in your bathtub, you know, and you know, you don't have to go in below your waist. You can still touch the ground. You don't have to. You know, I think it's pretty shallow out to those pilings there. And that's why they're there, so the boats and kayaks stay on one side and the swimmers stay on the other side. And all this sand would wash away to the Indiana Dunes if it wasn't for these break walls. Yeah. So, yeah, there's beautiful areas on all sides of the city. There's bad areas on all sides of the city. So, you know, we can't describe it here without looking at a map. And so we'll just head here, enjoy the beach here, enjoy the day. There is an area of Chicago called East Chicago. It's down by 91st and Commercial, 93rd. Chris and I went down there, 95th, the Calumet Fisheries. We ate lunch there, and that's the Blues Brothers Bridge that they ramped the bridge there. We got reruns of that on TikTok. Most people don't realize there is a suburb called East Chicago, but it's in Indiana. There's also West Chicago and North Chicago. They're all suburbs. And then there's Chicago Heights, which is on the south side, south suburbs. Hey, how you doing there, Amin? A-M-I-N, how you doing? Thanks for tuning into YouTube here. We're at North Avenue Beach, Chicago, Illinois here. Thanks for tuning in. So there's something blocking my comments, so I can't read the comment at the bottom, but I can scroll once it gets to. So like TJ, I saw you have a comment, but I can't read it because there's something on Streamlabs that's blocking my comments and I can't get it off. And I'm so worried about if I end this live, I won't be able to start another one, so we'll just go with it there. So yeah, does anybody know the name of the giant quarry on 80? I don't have, you can look it up on the internet. There's maps. I know we go by Stearns Quarry, which is in the city. That's the Palmisano Park. I don't know the name of the one. I know the one you're talking about. When you come off of 80-90 after the intersection with the Bishop Ford, if you continue on 294 that becomes Toll, there's a giant quarry there. Does anybody know the name of that quarry? I don't know off the top of my head. I'm not going to whip out my second phone to search. You can search it on the internet. That's something you can look up on the internet. I appreciate you for asking. Everybody tries to stomp the chump, which is me. The Thornton Quarry. Tara came up with the good information. Tara, thanks for looking that up. It's called the Thornton Quarry. See my good friends and followers there. Thanks for helping me out there. Yeah, there's usually police checkpoints at North Avenue Beach, but thanks to the NRA, there could be guns here because the NRA made it certain that people can carry guns in Illinois and Chicago. I got to be careful talking about it because I don't want to disturb the algorithm. I've tried to talk about Second Amendment issues on TikTok and YouTube, and the algorithm punishes you for talking about it. Me, the moderator, not you, the commenter. So I'm trapped. So people always make comments about gun violence in Chicago. We're used to it. But there's gun violence in America. We're not immune from it anywhere. And but here, North Avenue Beach. Yeah, look at that, people hanging out here. Hey, we'll continue going here. This is where I was attempting to blow up the raft yesterday without success. And we'll keep going up here. We got 102. Hey, thanks for, that's the sound of somebody liking the live. Thanks for liking the live there, appreciate it. And here, we'll head over back to the water here. Yeah, that quarry, everybody knows that quarry there. That's good. Yeah, 294. It's so amazing because yeah, you're driving on the highway and you're in the flat land there, you're coming in from Indiana and you enter Illinois, and all of a sudden the roadway, it feels like it drops. You feel like you're on a bridge over this big chasm, and it's a quarry because they used the land over the quarry to build a highway. And they did, if you look at it on Google Earth, they just didn't excavate the area where the highway went through, and it's all around it on either side. And yeah, Chicago's ringed by quarries they use for a lot of the housing and construction developments throughout this whole city there. Yeah, Chicago has a different vibe than New York City, I would agree. I like New York City, but I prefer to live in Chicago because I'm used to Chicago's vibe. It's less crowded, easier to spread out, and a little less expensive. But positive, negatives, everything. New York's a great city. I like New York City. But here, we you know, New York City has beaches. You can go to Coney Island. That's really the Atlantic Ocean there. But Chicago's unique because the lakefront goes right up into the central business district and along the lakefront parks, and you got all these high-rise apartments and condos all along the north and south shore along Lake Michigan. Yeah, you can fish at the beach. I see people fishing more towards Navy Pier. I see people fishing from the concrete area that hook at North Avenue Beach, not the actual. I don't know if they want people fishing. I don't know I don't know if the lifeguards will confront you if you fish from the beach side. But there are areas where there's not beach where you can fish right into Lake Michigan. We see it all the time. They said the fishing in Lake Michigan's pretty good now compared to how it used to be in years past. We see people fishing in the Chicago River and Lake Michigan. Thanks for hitting a like there. I appreciate it. That's what that chime noise was there. Thanks for liking the live, everybody. How you doing here? So here we're heading along North Avenue Beach here. Yeah, they're digging holes here. You got the ice cream. How you doing there? So, hey. Yeah, Staten Island. Do they have beaches? I guess, yeah, they're on the Sound there. Take the Staten Island Ferry. I think Christopher Dotson has some footage where he took the Staten Island Ferry from the tip of Manhattan there, and you go past the Statue of Liberty. That's a nice ferry to take there. I think Colin Jost owns that, right? Or owns some boat there. Invest in it. Yeah, Sheridan, how you doing there? B. Michael. Yeah, you're right. You're right, MetLife. I saw your comment there. So we just got to live with gun violence so Smith & Wesson can make profits, because the courts have ruled that you can make guns, but you're not responsible if people use them to do harm on society. Isn't that great? You create a product, but you're not responsible for the product. That's awesome. I guess dynamite's the same way. Here's hey, there's a big group of people there. They're probably gonna play volleyball, or maybe they're gonna do a swim or something. But here, we'll head around here. Yeah, so you can see the skyline of Chicago here. We were already down by Castaways. We've been walking along this beach here. Yeah, it looks like you can play some volleyball. The beach is pretty hot, so my feet want to get back to this water. I'm just staying away from this group because it looks like they're high school students, and I don't want to be filming a bunch of high school students for multiple reasons. Hey, thanks for tapping the screen there, liking the live. Hey, there's somebody on a paddleboard. They're way out there. See, they're beyond the pilings there. Yeah, life's been good to me so far. Hey, oh, they got some paddle boards there, so they're probably gonna launch those paddle boards and head out into the lake here. But hey, look at that nice view. Let's get back to the water. My feet are too hot. The sand is really hot in this 85-degree weather here. Chicago, Illinois, Lake Michigan. This is North Avenue Beach, the north end of it. Hey, look at these waves. Beautiful, yeah. Yeah, I created my account in 2012, but like I said, I didn't use it for 10 years. I only posted one video for the first 10 years. And I wasn't a live streamer until 2023, and that was mainly on TikTok. I didn't really start, if you look at the reruns there, it wasn't until end of 2023 that the fall of 2023 that I started regularly posting to YouTube. I'm not as prolific. There's like Chris Presents. He's posted literally like over 1,000 videos on YouTube. This Gemini's like at 900. He posts a lot, and he's got a huge following on YouTube. He walks around Chicago, usually does widescreen high quality videos that he doesn't talk over. And I think he does them live now, which is great. Stream that. Yeah, well, watch out. Everybody always warns me. I've never gotten more free advice about the dangers of everything. Everybody, if there's something dangerous about anything, people will put it in the lives. Like, I'll be eating a sandwich, they'll be like, don't choke. People will do stuff like that. I'll be riding a bike, they'll be like, don't fall off. I'll be riding in a car, they'll be like, don't crash. And then people are just making conversation, I get it. Sheridan. So hey, look at the beach ball here. Here's the tire. We saw this yesterday, so there is a tire. There's some junk in the lake. Hopefully there's no dead bodies. Here's the beach ball. Hey, happy July. Yeah. I'm asking you for a contribution. That's good. Yeah, God bless America. We got the 4th of July weekend ahead of us. I'm looking forward to it. My cousin, there's the Lay's chips. Yeah, we saw this. Here's a dead bird. We'll go around the dead bird. But yeah, my cousin Matthew and his friend are driving up from Louisville tomorrow. He lives in Florida, but he stopped in to pick up his friend there in Louisville, and they're going to drive up here tomorrow night, the 3rd, and then on the 4th, I said, are you guys okay with us going up to Evanston? Because they're not going to be shooting off fireworks in Chicago there. And he said, yeah, we'll go up there. We'll check out the Baha'i temple. At least that's the plan. Everything's subject to change. No, this is Chicago. This is Lake Michigan. It's the second person to ask me if this is New Jersey. What did Delaware and New Jersey? I think New Jersey probably has better beaches than Chicago, especially Atlantic City. Maybe New Jersey has these break walls like this as well. So here, let's head up by the seagulls here. Every time I walk on the sand, my feet get too hot. Hey, there goes the seagulls. Look at that. Yeah, the gimbal helps out. That's why we keep it steady here. Hey, people hanging out by the beach here. We got jet skis out here. Gentle waves of Lake Michigan. So this is probably the point I'll have to put my sandals back on, and we'll head back to the walking path here. What I'll do is, we've been streaming now for almost an hour. Once I get up by those restrooms there, I'm going to use the restrooms and I'll end this live. So there's a water fountain there. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in here. And I'll probably do a lunchtime live stream tomorrow, but I don't know if I'll do one on the 4th. And if I do live stream on YouTube on the 4th, it'll be up in Evanston later in the day. So my schedule will get, I'm off on Friday, so I might sleep in and spend time with my cousin and his friend there before we head up to Evanston. We'll try to do the fireworks on Friday the 4th up in Evanston, 9:30 at night. They're going to have a band before that, so I'll have to try to keep my battery charged so we have enough. We might have to switch phones. But here, I'll put the sandals back on here. Hey, look at the rocks. Yeah, this is Chicago. This is North Avenue Beach. We're looking towards the Chicago skyline here. People enjoying the beach here. July the 2nd, 2024. Thanks, Dolores. Really, Julie Reed. Yeah, the ring chime there. Yeah, thanks Tara and D. Michael for the good information. I appreciate it. Yeah, I learned the gimbal helps out. Thanks. Hopefully it makes a more better quality experience for my viewers and subscribers and people that tune in here. So here, let's head over the sandbags here, and we'll start wrapping this up. But hey, thanks for coming along. If you missed the beginning of it, we went to the farm and the zoo, and then we went to the beach here, and I'm gonna head back, get some work done this afternoon. Let's see if I can get up here. Yeah, we'll get up over these sandbags. See, they had some beach erosion here in years past, and it actually undermined this walking path here. The bike path is separated there. Yeah, I'm heading back to work there, John. So yeah, this is my lunch break, so I didn't start the live right away. Looks like they got some camper vans and stuff up there at North Avenue Beach. So I'm going to forego going to the bathroom, and I'm going to head up there, and I'm going to see what's happening there at Fullerton, because I'm curious here. I might get a drink of water if we get, there's a water fountain here to see if it's working. But here, yeah, we're still by the shores of Lake Michigan here. We're going to head up to Fullerton. I want to see what those RVs are parked there in that lawn. Now, that's a nice spot there. They got nice views. They had some DJs last weekend along the lakeshore. There was like a 5K run or something, and they had some house music, but I was too tired after filming the Pride Parade that I just laid on the couch and didn't come over here. Maybe somebody else covered it. Yeah, have a great weekend there. You too, Pete. You got to keep them separated. Offspring. Yeah, have a happy 4th there. If I don't see you all, have a happy 4th. I'll be streaming tomorrow. I'm gonna head to downtown tomorrow, head into the office. At lunchtime, we'll head over to the NASCAR. We'll see if they got the free area open, where they got a staging area where you go in with your tickets and stuff. And we'll see if we can get close to the fence there where I don't know if the haulers are in yet. They haul the NASCAR vehicles, they weigh them in. They might do that on the 4th. They usually do that the day before the race, but they might start, I'm hoping they start on the 3rd so we can get some of that. We caught some of that last year when they were weighing in the NASCAR cars, unloading them from the trucks and doing the diagnostics. And you see the pit crews walking around. That's when it gets real. Pit crews are walking through there. Sometimes we see some drivers, but usually the drivers, I don't know the drivers because I don't follow NASCAR. And usually the pit crews will mess with us, and they'll be like, there's a driver, but it'll just be one of the pit crews, and they'll be acting like they're a driver, and they'll be signing autographs, and people don't even realize it's not the real guy like me. But you're going to Mackinac Island. That's a beautiful, hey, have a happy 4th there at Mackinac. That's beautiful. Yeah, that's where Lake Michigan meets Lake Huron. The mitten of Michigan meets the Upper Peninsula, and there's the bridge, the Mackinac, Straits of Mackinac there. There's an island. They make a lot of fudge. I think there's no vehicular traffic. There's a beautiful hotel on that island. A lot of nice hiking in a little town. You get some fudge and see the horse-drawn carriages. So hey, if you just tuned in, this is Chicago. We're on the shores of Lake Michigan. We're south of Fullerton. If you rewind this live, we walked up North Avenue Beach. We went through the farm and the zoo. And I'm just gonna head up to Fullerton here because I want to see what these, there's some camper vans parked here at Fullerton. These were not here. I did not notice these here when we were here earlier in the week. And maybe they were here and I just didn't see them, but we walked the other way. I don't think they were here because I didn't notice them yesterday. And maybe it has something to do with NASCAR, probably not. These NASCARs in Grant Park. Maybe there's something else going on up in Fullerton this weekend, and that's why I'm gonna check it out. There's the shores of Lake Michigan. This is DeSable Lakeshore Drive. There's some bike cops going down the bike path there. How you doing? And patrolling the area there. Yeah, Christopher, I saw you checked out the lakefront there. Yeah, thanks for checking out Lake Michigan. You walked up here in Lincoln Park and you walked downtown in Grant Park along the lakeshore. Isn't that nice that right next to the Buckingham Fountain, and up here you can just walk along the lakeshore all the way to the south side down by Hyde Park. Jackson Park. We got all these beaches all along the south and north shore. Hey, thanks for liking the live there. Thanks for, that's what that sound was, I think. Yeah. Amazing view. Yeah, check out the United States. Check it out here. Look at that. There's the skyline looking back towards the John Hancock. We came from that area. You can rewind the live if you want better skyline views. So yeah, I'm just heading up here to, there's this land that they added. When I moved to Chicago 26 years ago, this bump out wasn't here. The lake went all the way up to Fullerton. There was a rocky shore, and they 15 years ago they started pushing the land out. So much of the Chicago lakefront is land that's been added, pushed out into the lake. Montrose Beach is like that, Northerly Island's like that. It's a human-made island that's now used as a park. It used to be an airport. Good vibrations. Philadelphia's tuning in. Frederick, thanks for tuning in from Philly. How you doing? Yeah. Yeah, Chicago's the de facto capital of the Midwest. I mean, I know Detroit was our rival for a while, but fortunately Chicago has a more diversified economy, was able to withstand the decline of the Rust Belt cities. Cleveland has lost population, the city of Cleveland, the city of Detroit's lost population, the city of Chicago's lost population, but the metropolitan area continues to grow. The metropolitan area is 9.5 million for Chicago. We have over 100 suburbs. The city's about 2.7 million. I mean, up until 1950, 1960, Detroit was a true rival for the capital of the Midwest, Chicago, but it's declined with the automobile industry and the steel mills, which Chicago lost some of their steel mills as well, as did all the Great Lakes cities. There's still some steel mills in Indiana and Michigan City. The Gary Works is still somewhat functional. Hey, they're kayaking there. Kayaking along the shores of Lake Michigan here, yeah. So this is Lake Michigan, this is Chicago, Illinois. Thanks for tuning in here. We're up by Fullerton. We just walked along North Avenue Beach. We got about 85 degrees here. July the 2nd, 2025. We got 1:20 in the PM. I want to head over here and check out these camper vans to see what this is about here. They're setting up a stage or something. So hey, look at the skyline. Look at this amazing skyline of Chicago here. Shores of Lake Michigan. Now I feel a cool breeze here. Doesn't feel too bad right now. It was hot on the sand there when the sun came out. My feet were burning. It felt good to go in that cool water. So look at these kayakers there. They got the paddle boards there. And here's these camper vans. I stayed on. I was going to sign off, but we stayed on because curiosity killed the cat. And that's me. Yeah, they got some big generators over there. Here comes the ice cream bicycle there. How you doing? That's good. How you doing? That's great. Yeah. Get your ice cream there. Fullerton. Yeah, so you got these nice, what a nice spot to just set up camp for the weekend. Maybe they're staying through NASCAR. Look at that. Yeah, we'll be covering NASCAR July 5th and 6th here, probably on TikTok. Follow me on TikTok, Brian Really Chicago. I will try to get some content on YouTube and NASCAR, but the majority of my content will be on TikTok, because that's where I have a much larger audience there. I have 93,000 followers on TikTok. I can't get my TikTok audience to follow me on YouTube. But you guys are following me, so that's why I'm committed to YouTube as well. Here's there you see the Sears Tower, John Hancock, Skyline Chicago. We got some boats out here, jet skis. Yeah, let's see what they're setting up here. Let's see if they'll tell us what this is. They're setting up some festival here, some stage. And yeah, this is awesome here. They're setting up a stage here. Here, let me see if these guys will tell me what's going on.
And I was just like, no one expected it. No one expected it. He was up there and sang Do for Love. And like, and like killed the vocals. And then all of a sudden he like swings out the sax.
That's awesome. Hey, what is this for? Is this for an event happening this weekend, or
Yes, the Weekender.
The Weekender's going to play here?
Not the weekend. That's the title of the event.
The Weekender's the name of the event.
Weekender.
4th of July weekend. So there's going to be bands and stuff, or
The 4th and the 5th.
4th and the 5th, right here. Fullerton Beach. Thank you. You're setting up the stage. Thank you so much. That's awesome. So it's called The Weekender. And hey, yeah, I'm Brian, really Chicago. How you doing? What's your name? Yeah, I'm Brian. How you doing? What's your name? Daisy. Daisy. Nice to meet you. Thanks for setting this up. I'm Brian. How you doing there?
Pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for letting me know. I saw the camper vans. I was down in North Ave, and I was like, what is this? So The Weekender, I'll check it out online. We'll promote it. Good. I'll try to stop by. I'm going to NASCAR, but I live over here, so I'll try to stop by. The 4th and the 5th. That's great.
If you want to find it, look up Aris Presents. A-U-R-I-S Presents on Instagram. A-U-R-I-S Presents on Instagram. Good. We'll promote it. That's good. So there you go. See, we got all this stuff going on this weekend right here at Fullerton here. They're going to have this Weekender Festival. We'll check it out. And that's why I do this. Look, they got spotlights. They're going to have a stage here. Look at this backdrop. Fullerton Beach. So we got NASCAR going on. We got this going on. I don't know if you have to pay. We'll see if it's free or not. I'll look into it. And that's why when I go back and look at the rerun, I can't remember all this stuff like the website, and then we'll be able to write it down there. Yeah. You've done a lot of work in Chicago. That's good. See, they're setting it up there. But look at that backdrop. This is at Fullerton, Chicago, Illinois. We're about 3 miles north of the downtown. Thanks for liking the live there. Here, look at this boat heading through here. Yeah. Lake Michigan. So hey, I'm going to sign off here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. If you missed any part of this live, you can check out the rerun. Go to the live tab there, Brian Really Chicago on YouTube. I won't be streaming on TikTok tonight. I'm taking the night off because I'm going to rest up, because we're going to be streaming tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll do fireworks at Evanston Friday night. There'll be a band before the fireworks, and then Saturday and Sunday, check online for when the race starts. There's the NASCAR. There's a race on Saturday. There's a race on Sunday. And I got my cousin in town with his friend. We'll be touring around Chicago, and we'll see some other stuff here. So we'll be doing a lot of live streaming. So I'm going to take off tonight on TikTok, rest up, check out the reruns. There's plenty of reruns here. Thanks for everybody that liked this live. Gifts, likes, and follow, subscriptions. We'll leave you here at Lake Michigan. See all the people sunbathing here on the concrete wall here. Look at that. Yeah, always so much going on. Thanks, Christy, and everybody else. Thanks, Michael and Horn, everybody. Oh, today's your birthday there, Horn Ratha. Happy birthday there. I saw that there. So everybody wish Horn Ratha happy birthday. And we'll see you later here from Chicago. Have a great day, everybody. Really appreciate it. Yeah. Okay, talk to you later.